back to the story at hand. Like I said, this video probably isn't going to be short, but anyway, what I would want them to do with the stages, which, like I said, they've started to kind of do this with Smash Bros. But for anybody who's played Power Stone 2, every stage kind of had like, I don't even know how to explain it, but like every stage will have some kind of like set piece, pretty much. Where, for example, one of the stages, which was like probably my favorite stage as a kid, but every stage has some crazy shit going on like this. But you're in this like mummy tomb type of thing, right? It's a 4-player game like Smash Bros, but the camera's more like God of War, or for anybody who's played the new Ratchet and Clank All for One game, it's like that type of fixed camera angle, so it's not really like top down, but it's not side scroller either. It's one of those type of camera angles, and you got 4 people fighting, right? And you're in this like mummy tomb type of thing, and then at a certain point in the match, the ground will start shaking, and all the little bricks of the floor tile type things will all fall, and all 4 people will fall into this like lower basement area, and you're in this like hallway thing, right? And it kind of turns into this like Indiana Jones type of thing, where this is big ass boulder behind everybody, and like you gotta run from this boulder, right, while you're still fighting, everybody. So you're fighting, trying to knock, everybody into the boulder. They're trying to knock you into the boulder. You're trying to run, and then you get to the end of the hallway, and there's this like secret door to the left, and you gotta try to hurry up and run into that. Otherwise, you're gonna get ran over by the boulder, or you're gonna fall off the hallway and just fall into the abyss, I guess. And then this part gets kind of weird, but then everybody basically like falls back into the main part of the stage, and the floor is back and everything. It's weird. I'll put a couple gameplay links in here. But like every stage has like a ton of different stuff like that going on. Like there's a stage where you're on this like airplane type thing, and at a certain point in the match, the airplane will like catch on fire or start to blow up, and everybody has to jump off the airplane, and you're like falling in midair, right? And there's like a couple umbrellas, so everybody's in midair fighting each other in the air, trying to grab these umbrellas so they land safely, because it's cartoony. So the cartoons, or like even Princess Peach kind of can do this, where she can kind of like glide with her parasol thing. You basically do that, and you land on this completely different stage on this like island type of thing, and you finish out the battle there. Now I will want Sony with the power of the PS3, or whatever system is going to be, and I'm assuming the PS3, because this is a PlayStation Smash Bros. Game. I'm assuming it's going to be on there. Maybe it's going to be on the 4 or the Vita or something like that. Who knows? But the power of their machines, what I want to do is something like that. Something like this is something like what Capcom has done over 10 years ago in the Dreamcast. I would like to see that with their system. If they're playing games like, the Uncharted series, or Motorstorm Apocalypse, or even some of the third-party games like Battlefield or Red Faction, stuff like that. I want to see that type of destruction, that type of physics and stuff, and with those graphics, with a 4-player Smash Bros. Type of game. I think that will be sick as hell. So, like, imagine, you're playing, and you're in Uncharted 2 stage, or an Uncharted 3 stage, where like some kind of Uncharted themed stage, and you're in a building like in Uncharted 2, and the building starts shaking, and all 4 players are fighting, and the building's shaking, everybody's all that shit, and you gotta jump out the building or something. And then also, what I would do to kind of take it a step further, I haven't really thought of a name for this, but I'll try to just explain the best way I can. But basically what I want them to do is to take 2 stages, either have an option to where you could pick any 2 stages, or even if it's certain stages that are just set to work together, that are kind of like pre-made to work together or whatever. What I want them to do is have 2 like not just 2, but groups of 2 stages. So like a God of War and a Ratchet and Clank stage, and a Uncharted and a Motorstorm stage, and a this stage and a that stage, and just different groups like that. What I want them to do is have like a seamless transition from that stage to the next. So once again, like in Uncharted 2, where you're in the building and the building's shaking because the helicopter was blowing up and shit, and you gotta jump out. So you're playing that stage and everybody jumps out, but when they jump out of the building, instead of them landing in another building and still being in the Uncharted stage, now they're in a MotorStorm stage. So now they gotta finish out the battle in a MotorStorm stage, or you're playing like a God of War stage and you're in Hades in the underworld, and it's just like, out of God of War where you got to climb up out of Hades and stuff like that, and you got the arms coming out, trying to grab you. So now you're trying to slash these arms, you're trying to shoot them, whatever character you got, you're trying to, get these arms up off you while still, fighting everybody else, and you're climbing your way out. But then once you get to the surface, instead of you being in Sparta or, whatever type of God of War area, you're in a Ratchet and Clank stage or something. Like, I want to see stuff like that where it just seamlessly goes from one to the other. Like you're in a MotorStorm, or like say you're in a MotorStorm stage. I know I said this already, but say you start off in a MotorStorm stage and there's like a freaking hurricane or something. So everybody's running from the hurricane, and then you guys get swept up into it and you freaking get whisked to a Killzone stage. Whatever. I think that would be sick. Like, I don't think they really need to go overboard with this. This is just going to be their first, actual Sony fighting game. I know that we've seen Kratos in Mortal Kombat, and we're going to have Cole in the new Street Fighter Cross Tekken game, this, that, and the other. But this is the first time that they really had their characters in a fighting game like this, outside of, the Uncharted skins, which Uncharted is not a fighting game, but, it is a multiplayer game where you're killing people. I know that they've done that. They've had, Cole and Sev, all them guys up in there, but, I just hope that they don't go too overboard with this and try to be too different and mess up the gameplay, because that's the number one. I don't care what anybody says. If they jack up the controls and the gameplay for this fighting game, for this PS3 Smash Bros game, they might as well forget it, because people they're not gonna get it. They're not gonna care, because they're gonna try to play this game. They're gonna be like, what the fuck? Like, no, just make the controls familiar to people that play Smash Bros, and just add your PlayStation action to it, like that Uncharted, crazy action, that that God of War, that MotorStorm, infamous action to it. You know what I'm saying? And everything else will be fine. Those are just a few ideas that I had. I had ideas about different characters. Like I said, I had like 15, 20 characters, from like Heavenly Sword to God of War to freaking Crash Bandicoot, even though that's not a Sony character no more, but same as like Spyro. Freaking sorry, I just woke up. I know I'm kind of, yeah, but Sly Cooper, Jack and Daxter, Ratchet and Clank, fucking Kratos, of course, Nathan Drake, Cole, all them fools. Like I said, Helen Sword, put Noriko and King Bohan up in there, all them fools, even, a Hellgas or a Chimera. I had like 15, 20 characters. I'm not about to sit here and just try to name everybody, but even Sackboy. After playing a little bit, playing it too, I'm like, yeah, if they ever make a Smash Bros game, they need to put Sackboy in there. All them gadgets that fool has, I don't care what nobody says. Because when I was first kind of thinking about this shit to myself, like a few years ago, Lil Big Planet 1 was out, and I'm like, Sackboy is cool and everything. I'm like, this ain't gonna work. But then Lil Big Planet 2, all them gadgets that fool has, all them, different little gadget powers and shit. He can, grab people and throw them and shit. He's got the grappling hooks and, the freaking Creatinator. This fool can shoot anything. They can make him sick. If you really think about it and they were really creative with it, they can make Sackboy sick. I know folks would probably be like, oh, that'd be unfair because you're that short, but they can balance some stuff out. It could work. It could work. The game could be sick if they do it right. They got to get the controls down right. They can do the stages like that. Like I said, it could be sick. They're supposed to be talking about some more stuff on that game today. I'm actually about to look on the internet and see if they've posted anything about that. I just hope if they do it, and when they do, or whatever, I just hope that they do it right. Because this is one game from Sony that I've been wanting for a minute, pretty much ever since the PS3 came out, just about, like right around the time I say that, like Little Big Planet came out, like a little bit before that. Like every year I'm just like, man, they did it like this, they did it like that. But now that they're really talking about it, I'm like, yeah, like they have to do this game right, or otherwise, just don't waste your time and money, honestly. But I think it could be good. I really hope it is good. I want to play the game whenever it comes out. So, this your boy. Catch y'all in the next video. Peace out.